I was going through adulthood for the first time. Everything about that was so new. And um and same with motherhood. You go through it for the first time. Nobody tells you everything before you go through a new life transition, like a big change. And so I always struggled with, why didn't anybody tell me? And like kind of like getting frustrated that people don't tell you about this. Why wouldn't they? And it's just funny because the thing about experiencing these big life changes is you have to experience them. You can't, there's no manual that says this is how it's going to go. And I see joy in it now, but at the time I was pretty miserable. And with motherhood, I experienced similar kind of struggles. I've always kind of struggled with mental health. And so, college, like I said, I got depressed. And then in motherhood, I also experienced some depression and anxiety. And then the one thing that was different this time with a big life change was I had a local church that I was part of. Now, it doesn't mean I wasn't walking with the Lord before, but I just wasn't as interested, I guess, in connecting with other believers when I went through college for that first year. And when I was a first-time mom, I felt like a little bit hungrier for it, but I also struggled with going to church, not just because of the physical tiredness, but because I'm like, how can I listen to people talking and talk with them and interact and stuff when I have this little baby who needs me all the time and is crying or sleeping, and so we have to be quiet or they might wake up, or it really became overwhelming, even though I had a stronger desire to stay a part of the church. And so I will say probably my biggest sin in both of these big transitions was the isolation and the loneliness that I was experiencing. Instead of it propelling me to just reach out more and just keep in touch and just even the bare minimum, it drove me into isolating. And my pain just was unbearable sometimes, of feeling so lonely. And that's how I felt in college, just